Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo flawless on the new exotic mission with Hanta. For my subclass, I'll be using Prismatic. Here are the fragments and mods I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using the Rocket Pulse Rifle Strand. Next, I'll be using a solar sidearm. For my heavy, I'll be using the exotic axe. This week, I decided to go for the Hunter with Prismatic. Let me just do that little twirl, get amplified, and get the bungee out of here. I am out of here because I'm going to be calling my minion. Yes, I like to call it my minion, but they're called the Shielding Scion. They're going to give you a little bubble for 14 seconds. I wish it was 15 seconds. And it's going to protect you from this solar attack or this solar flame that could burn you. And I'm going to pop the bubble again. I'm going to call the minion Scion, even though it's called the Shielding Scion. But I'm going to call my minion. I have good reasons. So I still have my bubble. I'm just trying my best to run as fast as I can, even though I don't think I can run that fast. And I'm going to call the Scion again. My minion. Hello, minion. And I'm going to take down this Minotaur. So this Minotaur is going to give you a buff. And I'm going to shoot the Scion because it's my minion. It's going to give me the ability Surge. So you're probably wondering, how the hell did you do that, Blitz? Well, see, this week it might change. It is Solar Hunger. You could put Solar Hunger on your mod and you can simply shoot the Scion if you want to. Or, of course, you can use a Solar Sidon to get the ability Surge. Also, the reason why I am using the mod is because I am using the axe, so that also gives me Solar Hunger or to get the ability Surge. So usually on this section, you will shoot the arc node. And then once you shoot the arc node, then you can take down the champions if you want. And then after that, there should be a Minotaur that should spawn. My bad. Sorry about that. You just keep clearing the mini waves of ads. I mean, there's that Minotaur. You're going to get the buff. And then this is when you follow your minion. So once you get the buff, your minion's gonna be, oh crap, the guardian has a buff. Let me show you where he's supposed to go. So you're gonna follow him, and you can also shoot him if you don't have any solar hunger. So you're going to break the barrier. You're gonna do a little twirl. You know, gotta do some twirls. I mean, I always see barrier champions doing ballerina twirls. I might as well just join the party. Let me do that ballerina twirl. And then just clear down these ads. And there is another thing I could have done. I could have switched to Arcstrider as well instead of Prismatic. But I decided to just try it out with this mini build. It's not the best build ever. Haven't fully perfected, but it's good enough for me. And the reason why I'm using solar grenades is because of the solar hunger. Alright, I mean, I could use arc bolt. I could use other grenades, but I decided not to do that for this video. So once I get a Minotaur, I'm going to follow my minion Scion, and we're going to go and take down the Hydra. And then once we do that, I'm going to wait a little bit. You know, I don't want to get bungee. And then you shoot the nodes or the electric nodes. So basically, the first objective is you first shoot the node in the middle, waves of ads, kill the Minotaur, get the buff, follow your minion, break the barrier, and then shoot the nodes for each of the 3 rooms. That's basically what's going on here. You can also kill champions or take down the champions as well. I mean, I could have skipped them, but I just decided just take them down. Now, I couldn't get an A for this rank. I did forget to put Extinguish, so my bad for that. I totally forgot that there was Extinguish because it was time gated for a long time to the point where I forgot that they have it now. So you definitely highly recommend to put it on when you're going for your solo flawless run. That way, you'll have an easy way to get the A rank. Because for this run, I missed 1 minute. Because of 1 minute turned to B plus, which was my fault. I mean, the puzzle, I got lost a little bit on the puzzle, but you know, it was my first time going for solo flawless. So first things first, we're going to turn on this switch, activate. Then I'm gonna look at my minion. I think he's telling me to go left. So I'm gonna go left and follow him. You know, he told me to go left. And I'm going to go to this path because it has a light on the roof. Then I'm gonna go jump on this platform, and because this axe is like a sword, I'm going to jump, melee, and then jump, jump, or I could go jump, melee. Then I'm gonna go to this path and jump to the left side because this mini jumpy puzzle is a little confusing. I mean, for me, it does hurt my eyes when I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but that's just me. Everyone's different. I'm gonna be calling my minion Scion. There he is. I'm gonna activate the switch. It looks like a circle. It looks like we have to activate the switches from the same pattern ish. This one looks like a square. I think it's just giving, the puzzle is just giving a mechanic introduction. And now what we're going to do over in this section is we're going to read this little puzzle. It says 2 diamonds. For me, it looks like 2 diamonds. Or I could say it looks like a tier 2 engram because tier 2 has 2 diamonds. So I'm going to go for the left side because it said 2 diamonds. I'm just waiting for the minion Scion to get ready for me to activate the switch. And now we're going to go down the escalator. And there's going to be a couple of arc nodes I need to shoot. So what I do over here is I just back up and then just do little mini hops. I don't double jump. I try to slow down my momentum. And for me, this seems to be the easiest way, especially if you're on Hunter, because you can't float like a Warlock and you can't really glide too much like a Titan. So for the Hunter, just be very careful. Just back away and just do light jumps. Don't even do the first jump if necessary, and then the third jump, try your best to avoid that method because then you won't be able to jump and it's going to be very stressful. There's going to be a couple of unstoppable champions. I think for this section, I haven't tested fully, is you need to clear down all the enemies, I think, or you could skip them, but I haven't done a lot of testing to confirm it. So for this video, I'm just gonna say just take down the enemies and champions. So I am using Transcendence. I'm just trying to clear down all the ads and the surrounding enemies, and then the door should open. So I'm going to be calling the Scion, and I'm going to take a look at the 3 codes. There's 3 codes in the center. You must go from left to right. So there's hourglass, left, and up. So what I would do is take a picture and then just take a look of the symbols from each of the rooms. Now, you must call your Scion, which I did not do in this video in a time skip because I forgot to call my minion. You must call your minion before you go to the next room. So right now I'm looking for the hourglass. And I think he was there, but I kind of missed him. So first is hourglass. So I'm going to do a mini time skip here because I forgot to call my Scion, my minion. Alright, so I'm going to call my Scion minion because I forgot to call him. And we're going to go to the vent and we're going to go all the way from this direction. So the first code, it says hourglass. So I am going to go and hack the hourglass. Then the next code, we're going to check the second code. It goes left to right, not right to left, left to right. So I'm going to check the code. Everyone's different. Codes are random. So it says left, arrow left. So I'm going to go double check the code, see if there is arrow left. I don't see it. So it looks like it's from a different room. For me, it's arrow left. It could be a different code for other players. So I do see arrow left. So I see arrow left. You call your minion. Always call your minion or it's not going to work. Because then you have to go back and call your minion. Well, basically you have to go back to the other room. So call your minion and then go to the shortcut. And you don't even need to clear down these ads. I don't think so, but I'm just going to do it for giggles. So once the security code is accepted, now you have to go to the third code. Now I'm trying to remember the third code. I think it was arrow up. And I think over here I got lost, so my bad for that. It's on the left side, Blitz. Right there. Yes, straight ahead. So I'm going to check the code again because I didn't fully memorize it. So it's arrow up. This is why I recommend just take a picture and then just look at your phone. So right now I'm looking for arrow up. And I don't see arrow up here. It's all hourglass. It looks like I did this room already. So I'm going to go to a different room. And the rooms are random. I don't think it's rotated. You know, someone could comment and say, oh, it's rotated. No, you're wrong. Actually, you have to follow the codes from the middle of the room. It could be the rooms are completely random. I don't think there's a rotation of, okay, you pick this code and you go to next to the other room. No, I think that's completely false. You have to follow of what the code says in the middle of the room, and you have to find it for each of the little rooms from the next area. Once I hack the 3 codes, then ads will go ahead and spawn, and then that's when you can clear all the ads. And yes, I am so sorry, guys, but they froze me. I could not double jump. So I did a ballerina twirl. You know, gotta do that hunter twirl since, you know, the buried champions do it all the time in my solo videos. This is when you have to clear all the ads so you can spam your transcendence and just be aware of the buried champions. I think the one thing that I almost got back to orbit, or when I was in the duel, you know, I couldn't find a third person to do LFG with me. You know, I tried and tried, you know, spent 10 minutes. No one wanted to join. The barrier champions do surprise you, so be alert that there are 2 barrier champions. They have the machine gun, so they're no joke. Make sure you take them down. Know their spawns. They usually spawn through the door. And then there'll be a mini boss, which will be easily to take down. Just clear all the ads. And just be careful of the barrier champions. I think the part that I almost messed up, not in this run, but when I was doing this run in a team or a duel, blind run, is the barrier champions caught me off guard. So for this section, there's going to be you have to hack 2 devices. And it's easier with a fire team because one can go left, one can go right. But since we're on solo, I'm going to have to hack the 2 codes from the devices on my own. And it's going to take a while. It's a lot of puzzle jumping for this room. Because now we have the solar that can debuff you. It makes you not double jump. And it also stops you from running, or you lose momentum when you get touched by the solar. Now, another thing I would say is you can call for the Scion, but not all of them are there, just certain areas. You can call for the Scion and then just quickly jump as fast as you can. Like all these parts over here, which would be very difficult to do without the bubble, just make sure you pass all these mini objectives. And there is champions. Now you could skip the champions, but I'm going to take all these ads down so I won't get too confused. Because once I teleport and It's gonna teleport me up to the roof. It's gonna give me a choice of going left and right. I just want to make sure I clear all the ads so I won't get too confused. Where I'm gonna be like, okay, so I'm supposed to go left because there's champions and ads on that section. Because if I leave all the champions and skip them, I'm gonna be confused of which path I'm supposed to take. But that's just me. Everyone's different. You don't have to clear all these ads, but I did because I didn't want to be confused. I was still a little confused of the jumping puzzle later on because I'm sure there is shortcuts. Like right now, I saw the path of where I'm supposed to go, like right up ahead. I could have jumped over there. You know, maybe I can use Eager's Edge sword and then just make my way more faster than this run. You know, there's a lot of certain builds and shortcuts you can use to make the jumping puzzle for this section way more easier. So once I access the code or hack it, they're going to teleport, and then this is when you have to go left or right. Now, I was trying to remember, so there's no ads here. I don't really see it, so it looks like I'm going to go left side. I was just double checking because, you know, the most embarrassing thing is I go to the wrong path, and it just gets awkward. So I'm going for the right side, my bad, because I saw champions. I'm going to clear all these ads, but you don't have to take them down if you don't want to. If you want to really like speed run it, let's just pretend I want to speed run it. I would just skip them and then just call in the Scion and then just make my way. But everyone's different, so I'm going to call for the Scion. I'm going to get the bubble. I'm going to get the bubble. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Scion. And I'm going to go to this path. When you do get touched by the solar, it does hurt your guardian. Not that bad, but the momentum. You lose momentum, and you just have to be super careful when going on the jumping platforms. Now, I'm trying to remember where am I supposed to go. And I'm supposed to go from the right side. Right there, Blitz. Right there. See that platform there? Yes, there. Yeah, I was just a little confused because I was thinking like maybe I should go that way. But then I saw this champion and say, oh, okay, I think I know where I'm supposed to go now. Because I want to jump there, but I can't. Because I don't have Eager's Edge. I don't have the build to jump all the way from there. Because I was trying to figure out some shortcuts. So you jump on this platform. Then you should be able to go from straightforward from right or straightforward. Alright, so I'm gonna go jump on the next platform, and I was just double checking. Always make sure you are not poisoned or you're not poisoned from the solar attack, because the worst thing you could do is you get hurt and you lose momentum, and then you get bungee, you get sent back to orbit. I mean, you could take off Extinguish and then you'll be teleported back where you're supposed to go. Well, you know, this is a solo flawless video. Once we hack the 2 codes, now we can go to the next area. Now this is the boss area. This is when Scions are going to help you, and then this is when there's a bunch of champions. So I tried my best to take down the champions, and there's going to be a Minotaur. Now take down the Minotaur so you can get the buff, and so you can follow your minion Scion. So I'm going to wait. And then once I get the buff, then you just follow the minion Scion. Now there was a champion up ahead, so I want to take him down, and then I'm going to go straight ahead. Follow him, you know, help him out. You know, sometimes enemies do shoot him, just to let everyone know. And I'm glad that the boss, well, our minion Scion doesn't have a health. I mean, imagine if it did have health. That would be terrible. I mean, imagine your Scion dies and then you start all over again the path. Or you have to get the buff again. Now, that would be horrible. Now, someone could argue, say, no, actually, Bliss, that would be a cool idea. No, that would be the worst idea ever. I wouldn't like it one bit. So we're going to hack the first code. And then we had to do it, I think, 2 more times. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 2 times in boss fight. And then again. But I could be wrong. So this is going to be the second code. Now I was trying to figure out where is the boss. Or where am I supposed to stand? Because that was an awkward spot where the animation of getting the buff wasn't there. And it was a little confusing for me. So I was trying to figure out where am I supposed to stand to get the buff. And then finally I got it. So now what I'm going to do is just clear down the ads. I mean, it's your choice. You can. And I'm going to go hack the second code. There we go. And then I think this is when the boss spawns. I could be wrong. And there is going to be a spawn of snipers. I do highly recommend to take down the snipers that shoot void. They can be a nuisance, especially in the fire team. So this is going to be the boss fight. I think we could do enough damage for, I would say, one of the first bar. And then the boss is going to go immune. And then a wyvern, a deadly wyvern is going to spawn after that. I was low on health, so that's why I pulled back. And sometimes the boss likes to run towards you, like you can see right here. So you can actually stay in the tunnel and then just do DPS. So during this section, you have to take down the wyvern so you can free your scions. And then once you take down the wyverns, then the scions will be free. And then you can use a scion bubble to roam around the room. Like right now I pulled back because the solar poison hurt my guardian. And I was trying to go to the scion to get the bubble. But then the boss was right there. It's RNG of where the boss is. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'm just going to stay here. I mean, I could go where the scions are and get the bubble. It's everyone's choice. I could do that method, but I saw the boss. He was right there. And I felt there was no need for me to go to the scion to get a bubble. Because I could just stay here. I could just attack. I could just do DPS at the enemies. And I don't really need to go out. And then plus during this phase, this is the final phase where there's going to be 2 unstoppable champions. You can actually lure these champions in this section. I just don't know if it was necessary to go roaming. I think there is a choice of you going to the middle of the room to do DPS at the boss, but because the champions, especially the unstoppables, they can be a nuisance. You have to be very careful. And then a lot of enemies. It's like an open room. A lot of enemies can shoot you, so you have to be super careful. Then there will be a wyvern. So once the wyvern is taken down, you can use a scion bubble. Now you can't use a scion bubble when the wyvern appears because the wyvern cages them. So now we're going to be using our super. We're going to take down the boss. And there you go, everyone. We took down the boss and radiation poisoning. Almost half health. But you can see how dangerous the solar attack can be. So be very careful when going for your solo flawless. And right now I'm just waiting for the mission to break the core. We have to call the scions. And then we should be able to break the core. We're just waiting for the dialogue. So there you go, guys. Solo flawless. It was alright. I mean, the exotic is not so bad. I wouldn't say it's the best, and I wouldn't say it's the worst. I would say it's the middle. I mean, there's just a lot of jumping, a lot of puzzles. It kind of drags on a little bit to the point where I see the boss and I'm already tired. You know, I mean, that's me. Everyone's different. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.